Hello students, in the last class of real function we have already discussed about exponential function. Okay, next I have already told you about logarithmic function. Fx is equal to log x with base a. Fx is equal to log x with base a. What is a? A is a positive real number. A is a positive real number. A is greater than 0 but not equal to 1. A is a positive real number not equal to 1. So this is our logarithmic function. Fx is equal to log x with base a. How it is defined? You see, y will be equal to log x with base a when x is equal to a to the power y. If x is equal to a to the power y, then y will be log x with base a. You see, domain, that means you can take example. Suppose log 8. You want to find out log of 8 with base 2. Log of 8 with base 2. Say it is y. Suppose this is y. So how you will get the value of y? You see, according to definition, 2 to the power y should be equal to 8. But 8 is equal to 2 to the power 3. 2 to the power 3. So index of 2 is 3 here. Here the index of 2 is y. So they are equal means y is equal to 3. That means log of 8 with base 2 is 3. Right? Log of 8 with base 2 is 3. Similarly, logarithm of 16 with base 2 will be 4. Logarithm of half with base 2 equal to minus 1, because 2 to the power minus 1 is equal to half. 2 to the power minus 1 is equal to half. Anyway, this is the way logarithm function is defined. So let us find out its domain. You see, x is a to the power y. Y is a real number. A to the power y is a real number. A is a positive real number. So a to the power y cannot be negative. A to the power y cannot be negative. Thus x cannot be negative. Also it cannot be 0. If a is a positive quantity, then a to the power any real number cannot be equal to 0. It cannot be negative. So only possibility is it is positive. So x must be positive. So logarithm function is only defined for positive real numbers. So what is the domain? Yes, it is defined for positive real numbers. So its domain will be R plus, means the set of positive real numbers. The set of positive real numbers. That is from 0 to infinity, open interval. Right? Open ray, not interval. It is a ray. It has a starting point 0, no end point, infinity. So it is this open ray. Right? So what is range? Range of the function here is the set of real numbers. Okay. Now let us draw the graph of this function, logarithmic function. Since its domain is R plus, the set of positive real numbers, you see, in our coordinate axis, this is x axis, this is y axis, right? Origin. So x is positive where? In the first quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. In the first and fourth quadrant, x will be positive. So the graph of the function will lie to the right of y axis. That means it will lie in the first quadrant as well as in the fourth quadrant. No part of the curve, no part of the graph will lie to the left of y axis. That is, no part of the graph will lie in the second and third quadrant. Okay, so yes, I have given you the procedure to draw the graph of a function. So let us, we have an idea of that the graph lies in the first and the fourth quadrant. So let us find out some points on the graph. Yes, what are the points? I have taken x is equal to 1 by 16. Positive real numbers, very small positive numbers we can't take. So let us take the known points. Suppose x is equal to 1 by 16. What is 1 by 16? It is 2 to the power minus 4. 16 is 2 to the power 4. 1 by 16, it is 2 to the power minus 4. So 2 to the power minus 4 is 1 by 16. So if x is equal to 16, what is the logarithm of 1 by 16? It is minus 4. Similarly, 1 by 8, y will be minus 3. X 1 by 4 like this. I have taken all these points. 1 by 4, it is minus 2. 1 by 2, it is minus 1. When x is equal to 1, it is 0. Yes, logarithm function has the value 0 when x is 1. Whatever may be the base, the value of log 1 must be equal to 0. Okay, the value of x is equal to 2 implies the value of y is 1. Again, you see, while we are moving from left to right along the real line, starting from next to 0, if you will move towards right, the graph of this function is gradually increasing from highly negative values to 0, then positive values, it is increasing. So I have plotted the points here, these points, and let us join them with a smooth curve. The graph of the function will be like this. This is the graph for a is equal to 2. That means this is the case. This type of graph you will get when a is greater than 1. Your base is a positive real number which is not equal to 1. That means you have, suppose it is 0, it is 1. So from 0 to 1, this is one part, and for greater than 1, that is another part. So I have divided into two parts. Suppose a greater than 1. The graph will be like this. You see, while you are becoming closer and closer to y-axis, that means x is approaching to 0 from the right. Your graph becoming highly negative. That means it is too small negative values. That means the graph seems to be converged with y-axis, negative side of the y-axis, but it will never meet the y-axis. It will look like this, like that, right? But it will never meet the y-axis. The graph is like this. So it will, again, while we are increasing the value of x, it is gradually increasing. So while we take a greater than 1, the base is greater than 1, the graph is an increasing function of x. Increasing function. That means while the value of x increases, the value of fx also increases. Okay. So let us consider the case 2, where a lies between 0 and 1, greater than 0 but less than 1, greater than 0 but less than 1. In this case, I have taken an example, because if you will not take an example, then exact graph cannot be drawn because the points cannot be obtained. Okay, so I have taken my a as half. So logarithm of x with base half. You see, it will just reverse. While x is equal to 1 by 16 means very nearer to 0, I have taken the points. The value of y will be 4. It is 1 by 8. It is 3. 1 by 4. It is 2. 1 by 2. It is 1. 1. It is again 0. I have told you, whatever may be the value of the base, logarithmic value at x is equal to 1 is always 0. That means this is the point where the graph intersects x-axis, right? Yes. Then after that you see the graph takes negative values and decreasing and decreasing. Okay. So here you see this is the graph when a is equal to half. So when a lies between 0 and 1, the graph of the function will almost like this. Okay. That means it is a decreasing function if you take your base greater than 0 but less than 1. Your logarithm function will be, function is same, logarithm function, but if you change the base, then the graph, nature of the graph changes. If you take a greater than 1, the graph is increasing, the function is increasing. If you take a greater than 0 but less than 1, the graph is decreasing. Okay. Now let us discuss some properties of logarithm function which will be essential in our future study of calculus. Okay. So I will just remind you, you have already done it in your school career in 9th class perhaps. Logarithm function, you have read logarithm function, logarithm of numbers. In that I am just reminding it. Logarithm of xy with base a is equal to log x plus log y. This is why logarithm function is so important, because it converts the multiplication into addition. Multiplication, while you are multiplying large numbers, it is difficult on our part to calculate. So logarithm, if you take logarithm of those multiplication, they will convert it to addition. So addition is very easy. Very easy. We can add and get the anti-log. This is the procedure. You might have done it. So log of xy is equal to log x plus log y. Similarly, yes, log of x by y is equal to log x minus log y. Log x with base a equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 1. I have already told you, when x is equal to 1, log x will be 0. Otherwise it is not. Then log of x with base x itself is equal to 1 if x is not equal to 1. If x is not equal to 1, okay, then logarithm of x with base a is equal to 1 by logarithm of a with base x. It will be changed if x is not equal to 1. Why? Because the base cannot be equal to 1. Yes. Then log of x with base a is equal to log of b with base a into log of x with base b. Logarithm, yes. I have told you, for a greater than 1, x greater than y implies log x is greater than log y. That means when x increases, log x also increases. When a is greater than 1. That means your function is an increasing function. But while a is less than 1 and greater than 0, in that case x greater than y implies and implied by log x is less than log y. That means your function is decreasing. While you are increasing the value of x, the value of fx is decreasing. Okay. Yes. If someone says that your standard is increasing, means while time goes on, time increases, your study level is increasing, your standard is increasing. Your standard is decreasing means while time is increasing, your standard is decreasing. That is a decreasing curve, increasing curve, right? So the last one is logarithm of x with base a division logarithm of y with base a is equal to log x with base y. So these are the properties. You remember this. Now this is all about your logarithm function. Be acquainted with this function. It is a very important function. It will come very often in calculus while calculating the limit, continuity, discussing the continuity, differentiation, integration, etc. Everywhere it is required. Everywhere in engineering, everywhere. Each part of study will get logarithm function, trigonometry functions, all the functions. So I'm sure you will have more interest and you will study mindfully about these functions. Okay. Now we will discuss another interesting function, which is a step function. Step function. Step. Step means what? Yes. Step means you see, physically we have seen steps, also seen roads. Suppose there is a temple on the hilltop, on the top of a mountain. On the top of a mountain there is a temple. So how will you go? In two different ways we can climb the mountain. One is the making steps, and the other way where we can only walk, only jump from one step to another step, like this. What happens here? You see, you are at this level. Some distance the level is constant. Suddenly the level increases to another level, this level. Again the level again increases at this stage, then it remains constant for some time, then again increases there. This is a step. Suppose the ground floor you want to go to the first floor, then you have to take the help of staircase. Steps are there. You see, steps are like this. Sometimes it is constant, then suddenly it increases its level, height increases, then remains constant, then height increases, like this. Another way is there. Suppose you want to go to hill, you can't walk, you have to go with motorcycle or cars, vehicles, like this. So there is a road, maybe carved road, but there is a road to the hilltop. So what is the difference between them? The hilltop road is like this. It is gradually increasing. Not all on a sudden the height increases. In case of road, it is gradually, it is continuously increasing. It is continuously increasing. As the distance increases, you are covering the distance as well as the height. But here you see, you are covering the distance but without changing the height. But at a point, certain point, the height suddenly increases. Then again for some time it remains constant. That is the step. So our function sometimes behaves like this. Like step. We have seen the graph of our function, smooth curves. But here you see, you can observe the graph of the function will be just like a step, a staircase, like this. So let us consider an example. So many examples are there. Have you ever gone to bank or post office? If you want to money order some amount, then you have to pay, suppose for 100 rupees, you have to pay 5 rupees as post office commission. That for 100, if you want to money order 100 rupees, then you have to pay 105 rupees to the post office, but at the destination they will deliver only 100 rupees. Okay. So 5 rupees the commission. Suppose you want to send to your near dear an amount 105 rupees, 105 rupees, 101 rupees even. If you want to send 101 rupees, then you have to pay as commission 10 rupees. Why? Now for 100 rupees it is 5. For another 100 it is also 5. Another 100 means for 101 it is 5. Sub 102 it is 5. 199 yes 5. 5 5 10. For if you want to send 10 rupees, then you have to pay 5 rupees. So up to 100 the commission is fixed, constant. It behaves like a constant function. It is constant. From 1 to 100 it is fixed. It is 5 rupees. The time where it increases 100 rupees, exceeds 100 rupees. Suppose 101 rupee you want to send. So you have to pay 101 plus 10 rupees. That is 111 rupees. So here the commission is 10 rupees for 101. For 125 commission is 10 rupees. 199 commission is 10 rupees. 200 commission is 10 rupees. But 200 for 201 the commission will be 15 rupees. The commission will be 15 rupees. So for some interval the commission is fixed, constant, and the function will behave just like a constant function. At a particular point the value suddenly jumping, not sliding. Sliding means it will form a curve. Jumping from one level to another level. Like that we will discuss a very important function, very interesting function, that is greatest integer function. Greatest integer function, right? Greatest integer function. It is defined like this: fx is equal to the greatest integer less than or equal to x. We denote it as, we represent it as this. Fx is equal to this. That is, we also can write this is equal to n when n is an integer. N is an integer. Very simple to understand. Let us come to your number line. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. This is your number line. So what is this? The greatest integer less than or equal to x. Suppose I will take a point here. Here means greater than 1 but less than 2. Say suppose it is 1.2. Suppose x is equal to 1.2. Which is the greatest integer? Greatest integer less than or equal to 1.2. There is no integer equal to 1.2. So which are the integers less than 1.2? Integer 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Like this. All integers to the left of 1.2 are less than 1.2. And which is the greatest among them? Because it tells that the greatest integer, the biggest integer, the greatest integer less than or equal to, there is no integer equal to 1.2. So less than 1.2. Which is greater? Just to the left of 1.2. Who lies? 1. 1 is the greatest integer less than 1.2. So its value will be, the greatest integer value of 1.2 is 1. What is the greatest integer value of 3.5? It will be 3. Let us come to negative number. Suppose -2.7. What will be its greatest integer value? -2.7 means it will be here. It will lie between -3 to -2. -2.7 will lie between -3 to -2. So which is the greatest integer less than this? That is minus 3. Similarly, minus 1.7 greatest integer value is minus 2. Like this, try to find yourself the greatest integer value of different real numbers. Okay, so let us find its domain. In this way, you can find the domain. Yes, you can find the greatest integer value of each and every real number. For every real number, you have an integer, which is its greatest integer value. So, domain of this function, domain of greatest integer function is equal to the whole set of real numbers. And what is its range? Very interesting. Its range is the set of integers. The set of integers. Because at the integral values of x, it jumps from one level to another level. Let us see its graph. What happened? Suppose, yes, this is the, let us draw the coordinate axis. This is x axis, this is y axis. Yes, this is origin. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Like this. This is your coordinate plane. This is the 0, 0 origin. Yes. It is 0. For x it is 0. Y. For y also it is 0. Anyway, this is the coordinate plane. Suppose we will move from 0 to, when x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. Yes, the greatest value, integer value of 0 will be what? It is an integer, so its greatest will be 0. Suppose I will take x is equal to 0.5, which is the greatest. That means सबसे बड़ा integer less than or equal to 0.5. Equal to 0.5, there is no such integer. So less than 0.5, okay, 0. What is that? 0. Up to 0.999 recurrence, the value will be 0. Right? The graph will be like this. At the point when x, the instant at which x takes the value of 1, the value of fx becomes 1. Right? Here. Up to 2 it remains constant. At the time at which it becomes 2, the value will be 2. Up to 3. This point it will be 3. At 4 it will be 4. Up to 5. Like this. Similarly, when it lies between minus 1 to 0, the value will be minus 1. And minus 2 to minus 1, it is minus 2. Minus 2 to minus 3, it is minus 3. Then it is minus 3 to minus 4, it is minus 4. And it is minus 5. Right. You see, this is just like a stick. This is just like a stick. Yes. You see, this is a stick. So it jumps at the integral values of x from one integer to another integer. It is a very interesting, very important function for your study or for the exam. From the examination point of view, this is also very important. In calculus, in integration, differentiation, continuity. Everywhere there may be a question on integer function, sorry, greatest integer function. So be acquainted with this function, greatest integer function, which is very important, very important. Not only very, it is very important, this function. So you can draw the graph of greatest integer function of x. Similarly, if you can take functions like this, f(x) is equal to greatest integer value of 2x, f(x) is equal to greatest integer value of x square, f(x) is equal to greatest integer value of x minus 2, like this. You can draw the graph of this function. First you try to draw the graph of greatest integer function of x. Try to understand that. X is a real number. X is a real number means it will must lies between two integers. That means in this inequality, right? Lie in this inequality, right? So its value will be what? Just let x will be equal to n. X is a positive integer means it will lie just two simultaneous integers n plus 1. Okay. Anyway, you try at home, draw the graph. All these functions, the functions which we have discussed are the algebraic functions. We will discuss in the next lecture other